Meghalaya Chief Electoral Officer Fr Khokongor, in his brief following completion of voting for the Sohiong by-elections, informed that the voter turnout as of 6 p.m. stands at 91.87%, and there might be a slight marginal increase in total polling percentage. He informed that voting concluded smoothly and there were no glitch or malfunctioning of EVMs. He also mentioned Nong Patao polling station, which displayed a unique initiative of casting a vote and planting a tree. The CEO also said that women participated actively in the voting today.
At 6 p.m., the polling percentage stands at 91.87%. So 91.87% is the polling percentage. It's much higher than the previous polling percentage, which was 90.46. So there's a marked, increase in the polling percentage, which stands at 91.87%. There could be marginal increase slightly, but 91.87 is what is the polling percentage as at 6 p.m. So by and large, the entire polling process was very peaceful, and voters turned up in large numbers, as you've seen as is evident from the from the poll percentage. The participation of women was significant, as we all know that even against the total enrolled electorate of 34,783, females accounted for 17,687 in terms of enrollment, and males at 17,096. So even in right from the enrollment also, the women voters they were much higher than the male counterparts, and also today in the participation also, women participation was significantly much higher. There was brisk polling in the morning and right through to the early part of noon, and then post noon things were a bit slower, but then it picked up again. But most of the polling took place during the early morning hours and in the first part of the day. So as per the figures that we have received, there are 3 polling stations, Maumaram B, Karungoi, and Nonglinkmen. These 3 recorded in excess of 96%. Maumaram B was 96.49, Karungoi was 96.45%, and the third polling station was 96.38%. So 3 polling stations recorded votes in excess of 96%. Till the time that we received the reports, the lowest polling station, in terms of voting percentage, was Rinli, which about 73.22%, but it would have increased, I think, because polling was still going on. Of course, now all 63 polling stations, polling has been closed. A few other highlights. During the poll, we had no machine malfunction. During mock poll, of course, 1 ballot unit, 2 control units, and 4 VVPATs. They had some malfunction, but they were promptly replaced. So in terms of percentage, it's 1.59% BU, 3.17% CU, and 6.35% VVPAT, which is very marginal. But during the poll, all the machines worked smoothly and did not malfunction. Other highlights are that there was a seizure of liquor at 2 p.m. The team from the excise office of the district election officer and the excise branch and the excise department, they had seized about 1,104 liters of liquor. So this is a fairly large seizure, even if you given the context of even one constituency, it's a fairly large seizure. In terms of monetary value, it is about 4 lakhs. So with this seizure, which is huge, with this huge seizure that was made today, together with the previous seizures, we had 346.970. So together with this, total cumulative seizure so far is 1,450.97 liters. So, but today's seizure on poll day was quite substantial. In fact, 2 vehicles had to The liquor that was seized filled two vehicles. There was 60% webcasting, and from the office of the CEO and the office of the DO, the entire poll process was being monitored online through the webcasting, and we were able to view and to be able to monitor the entire poll process through the webcasting. 60% of the polling stations were covered via webcasting. Apart from that, there was a model polling station at a polling station called Nongpathao, which had this very unique initiative of cast a vote and plant a tree. So a lot of the young first-time voters, they enthusiastically participated in this exercise. It was also part of the green messaging, eco-friendly messaging, and also in a way it was a larger message of sowing the seeds of democracy and of spreading a positive message about voting and about the newly registered voters voting with a sense of enthusiasm and with a responsibility towards the environment. That apart, in terms of law and order, of course SP is here, but I'll just give a brief introduction that 5 CAPF companies had been deployed, and they had been active. SP will also give his input later on. Then we had 2 women polling stations, one at Maumaram B, and we had another one in the constituency, but the Maumaram B was a slightly more vibrant a women polling station. We had youth managed polling station also at Kharangoi, which is the polling station with the highest number of voters, 844. So we had enthusiastic participation from them. And as done in the previous elections, the first 5 early voters were given medals, and also at the same time the newly registered voters, 18 plus voters, were also given certificates as well as medals as an incentive to them, and also as a significant memory that they participated for the first time in their maiden participation in the electoral process. So these are some of the highlights of the poll process that took place today in the adjourned by-poll in Sohiong. Now SP may like to add a few things, after which we will leave it open to the press for questions.
We had actually 8 non-bailable warrants of arrest which were pending, and those were all executed. We had 62 people who were troublemakers who were bound down. We had 60 arms, which were actually licensed arms in the area, which were all deposited in the Thana. We had about 1,287 liters of liquor which was seized, illicit liquor, and about 28.7 liters of beer, 9 point something liters also of IMFL. By and large, every day, in fact, we had a robust arrangement of police personnel which are deployed out there on a daily basis, and we had this time, apart from the 6 sector officers, we had 2 zonal officers, and we had 6 additional support officers. We had a robust communication plan. In fact, in view of the load shedding, so as contingency, we covered almost every area, especially areas like Nantao and Walang, which were actually shadow areas. So we had put in arrangements in place in case communication through mobile and other apparatus won't work, then we would have our VHF sets. So all officers had base sets and VHF sets, so that communication would be seamless. And communication flowed very well. One thing we appreciate also from the police, that community also had helped us in many polling stations where they were vigilant on people giving inducements or bootleggers being around the area as inducements. So it really helped. And we have, as law enforcement, we've ensured that it's a fair and impartial elections, and by and large it was peaceful.